everybody, it's Emily at Arg Schooling, and it is time for another book haul. So let's talk about all the things I bought in September. Didn't actually buy that many books. Like, it seems like a lot now that I'm looking at it, but it's still like way less than normal. So yay for that. Let's just talk about it. I've kind of separated these into categories, but not really. I really only have two categories. I have a middle grade YA category and my everything else category. So I'm going to start with the middle grade and YA category. So I bought That Self-Same Metal. This is by Brittany and Williams. And I've just been kind of eyeing this for a while and trying to decide if it was a book I wanted to buy or not. I know they technically do have this at my library, so I didn't have to buy it. But it was on sale for like $6. So I talked myself into it. Actually, Sarah talked me into it because it's a book she wanted. Not that she's here, but like when she is here, she will now have access to it. I'm probably going to give it to her. So this is set in Shakespearean London. Joan Sands creates and maintains a stage, Blades, for William Shakespeare's acting company, The King's Men, using her magical ability to control metal, a power gifted to her by the Orisha Ogun. Her family have always been aware of the Fae's presence in the London society, subtle, peaceful, and marked by the faint glow that only those blessed by the Orisha can see. So we have a story about Fae, about magical elements in Shakespearean London. So I don't know. This sounds like it is either going to be one of my favorite things ever, or I'm not going to like it at all, because Fae is on the fence for me. I know Sarah's going to love this, so I could justify it. I bought Lucky Few. This is by Catherine Ormsby, and I bought this because somebody recommended it as being about homeschooled kids. And it's just so rare to find books written for teens or middle grade audiences about homeschooled kids that don't make them out to be like weird or strange in some fashion. This one is about a girl named Stevie Hart who's homeschooled, and she and her best friend, Sanger, and then they meet Max Garza, the new boy next door, who has been in a near-fatal accident and is now like hyper-focused on death. And so it just sounds like it's going to be really good. Like I'm really intrigued. I'm probably going to try to read this before I pass it on to my daughter, but I don't know if I'm going to get to it before she does. But I was just excited to find a book about homeschool kids. And there's a morbid kid in it. And I just think that's kind of my vibes. Okay, so then I have Joy Hakim's newest science book. So she has a new series that is coming out. This book came out in September, and the next one comes out in April. This one is Discovering Life's Story, Volume 1, Biology's Beginnings. So she's doing kind of like the story of science. So if you're familiar with that and you like it, you're going to like this too, because this is the same idea, but now we're focusing on biology and biological sciences. So this book is like the origins of biology, so ancient history and that sort of thing. The next volume is going to be, I think, either just before or up to Darwin, I think. So, and I might be getting that wrong, but yeah, I think this one goes through the Renaissance, actually. So I don't know, but I'm pretty sure the second volume that's coming out in April has something to do with evolution. So I'm assuming it's going to cover Darwin in that one. I don't know how many there are going to be in this series, but I'm kind of excited about it. I don't know if I'm going to do something with this for Build Your Library. There's always the potential. These next three I have for the Thanksgiving unit that I'm currently updating. So I have a history of Thanksgiving unit. I've been looking for books for a while now to update it, and it wasn't until like recently that the right book just happened to come out, and that would be Race to the Truth, Colonization, and the Wampanoag Story. This is by Linda Coombs, and I'm so happy about this. I'm so excited that it exists. and that it's just in time. Like, well, not just in time. I wish it'd come out sooner, but you know, I'll work with what I get. So this is going to be in the new Thanksgiving unit study. What I love about this is that it goes back and forth. So, and you can kind of see, and maybe this is how all of the books in this series work. I haven't seen the other ones, but the pages that are black, like this, with white text, those are the sections that are focused on telling a story about Wampanoag characters. So we're following Little Bird and her family, who are part of the Wampanoag Nation, and their story, and it's the stuff that's happening before colonization. So those sections are all titled When Life Was Our Own, and it's before anyone comes over. And then in between that are chapters about like the history of like before people started coming over, why they started coming over, you know, colonization and all of that. It's really well done. I'm a little over halfway through at this point reading it, and I don't know, I think this is a really great resource. I would say best for like 10 and up. A lot of it can be a lot of information to take in, so I'm gonna say 10 and up for that. But I also have these two that I wanted to include something for younger ages. So I have The People Shall Continue. This is the 40th Anniversary Special Edition by Simon J. Ortiz, and it's a picture book, but it's like, I don't know, a slightly wordier picture book. So again, probably, I don't know, I haven't read it yet, but I would probably say 6 and up for that. And then I also have this one, Kipunamuk, Weakumen's Thanksgiving Story. This is by Danielle Greendeer, Anthony Perry, and Alexis Bunton. And I don't know, this one looks like it was going to be a really gorgeous book. Like the pictures, I don't know if I can get this on camera enough for you guys to see without a glare, but the art in here is absolutely stunning. It's a beautiful book, so I'll have those included in the unit as well. So that is what I'm working on right now, and I'm hoping it'll be out by the end of the month. That's the goal. I think everything else that I'm going to talk about is stuff I bought for myself, for adults. You know, a lot of horror. I'm in my spooky girl era. It's just, I'm here for all of the scary things. So, in no particular order, I have purchased The Grip of It by Jack Gems? Jack Gems, I think is how you say this name. This is a haunted house book. It was recommended in Sadie Hartman's book, 101 Horror Novels to Read Before You're Murdered. I just thought this one sounded intriguing, and I bought it. There was a lot of books that I was like, do I need to buy all of these? But I try to narrow it down and limit myself. If it wasn't available at the library or as an ebook or, you know, Kindle Unlimited or any of those things, then I would purchase it, so I own it. I don't really know too much about it, honestly. Besides that, it's an interesting haunted house story, so I'm excited for it though. I have The Hacienda. This is by Isabel Cañas. I've been wanting to read this for a while and had just been kind of waiting for the paperback. So I had pre-ordered the paperback edition, which came out in September. So I was pretty excited to finally have a copy. I don't know exactly. I think this is a haunted house, but it was listed in Sadie Hartman's book as a ghost story. So maybe it's both. I'm not sure. I've been hearing a lot of people rave about her writing. This is also historical. This is set in the aftermath of the Mexican War for Independence. So, sounds like something that I'm probably going to enjoy. I have Never Whistle at Night, an Indigenous dark fiction anthology, which I have been excited about because, like, look at this cover. It's stunning. Also, like, I just love short stories. I love short stories in horror. Horror short stories are my favorite short stories. Like, I don't know, for whatever reason, they work the best for me, and I just think short story is a great format for, like, dabbling. If you're new to horror, if you're exploring the genre, I think short stories are the best way to do that because you get to test out a bunch of authors and kind of explore different genres of horror, different kinds of stories. I don't know. Love short stories. These are all by Indigenous authors. It's edited by Shane Hawk and Theodore C. Van Alst Jr. There's a bunch of authors in here I've never heard of, but there's also some that I have, like Sherry Dimmeline, Rebecca Roanhorse, Tommy Orange, Darcy Little Badger, Wabgashig Rice. I think I'm saying it right. I'm probably not. But like there's a bunch of authors I have heard of, so I'm excited to like read more of their writing, but there's a bunch that I haven't. So looking forward to that. The Nightworms in September was pretty exciting for me. I was looking forward to this one because it was Isabel Canya's newest book that I've been hearing tons about. This is Vampires V Norte. This one is like a Western historical romance that happens to have vampires in it. So I've been hearing some interesting reviews. Like, you either love this book or it's not working for you, I think is the general consensus. Like, I don't know how scary this is. I don't think it's meant to be that scary. I think the vampire element in it is more like, I don't know, romantic than like scary. But I could be mistaken. I don't know. But it's beautiful. Like, look how gorgeous this cover is. It's so pretty. So I have that. And then it also came with Wild Spaces. This is by S.L. Coney. And this is coming of age horror, which is probably my favorite kind of horror, where we're following a child like growing up and finding themselves. And this has something to do with like sea creatures or something. I don't know. It's like the grandfather shows up and weird things start to happen. And it's really short, so novellas. Also novellas. Horror, short stories, and novellas are always great because I think for real though, horror works the best in short form because you don't need to know that much. Like, this weird thing has happened and that is all you need to know. Like, it doesn't go in too deep, it doesn't explain a lot. And it just usually works really well. Did I get any other horror? Let's get all the horror out of the way. Yes, I did. Okay. So I went to Barnes & Noble and got some treats. So I got myself 3 books. I got Mave Fly. This is by C.J. Lead, and I've been seeing this book everywhere. Like, it's just, look at this cover. It's got a whole lot going on, and I am so intrigued. I've heard so many good things about this. It's super weird, very creepy. I don't actually know what it's about besides a woman who works at like a Disney World type place, and she chooses to go to the dark side. Like, that's really all I know. Something about the neon glow of the Sunset Strip. Maeve starts going to these weird bars and imitating her misanthropic literary heroes. So I don't know, but she's gonna like kind of start to lose her mind a little, maybe, to just like, I don't know. But look at this cover. I'm so excited about it. And then I picked up this book, Ordinary Monsters, which is quite the chunker. It's a big book. This is by J.M. Miro, and this is set in Victorian London. So right away, I am excited. Like, that is one of my favorite settings. So that's already exciting. Now we have children with mysterious powers being hunted by a figure of darkness, a man made of smoke. Like, literally, that's where I stop reading. I don't want to know any more on the synopsis. That's all I really need. We've got Victorian London. We've got some kind of creepy, shadowy figure hunting children with magical abilities. I've also heard that this is leaning into dark academia. I don't know how true that is, so don't quote me. But if it is, I'm excited. And then this book I picked up on a whim because I don't know if you noticed the sticker, but it was buy one, get one half off. And I needed another book so that I could get the half off. And on that table, I saw this book that I have never heard of, know nothing about, but the cover intrigued me, and that is the Book of Gothel. This is Memoir of a Witch by Mary McMine, and it says on the back it's set in Germany in 1156. Already has my attention. We have a witch. We have medieval. I'm here. I'm already excited. So she's shunned by her village for her unusual fainting spells and black eyes, and her only solace lies in her mother's stories of witches, magic, wolfskins, and ancient mist-cloaked towers. So, I don't know. I know nothing about this. I have heard 0 people mention it, but it sounds like a thing that I'm probably going to love. So I'm really hoping. I'm hoping that it's good, because like the cover is really, it drew me in. I am often collecting books, places for really cheap or free that I put in my bookstore online. So I have an online bookstore, if you're not aware, that where I've been collecting books for years. So I have a lot of stuff in storage that I've just started putting up for sale. So every now and then I find something that I'm like, oh, I need that for me. so I keep it. And so I have 2 of those. I have Things in Jars by Jess Kidd. This is another, I think, Victorian London, right? Yeah, Victorian London comes to life in this spellbinding mystery as an intrepid female sleuth wades through a murky world of collectors and criminals to recover a remarkable child. So I've been hearing about this book. I think it came out last year, and I've been super intrigued by it, but I don't read a lot of mysteries, so I just could never commit to buying it. I found it for free. It was for free. So now it's mine. and maybe if I don't like it or when I finish it, maybe I'll end up back in the store, but for now it's mine. Then I also grabbed The Rose Code. This is by Kate Quinn. I've been wanting to read something by Kate Quinn for a while now. I just could never decide what to start with. So I found this. This one is, I don't know what this is. This doesn't have a synopsis. Oh, yes, it does. Okay. I know this is World War II. And I think it has to do with World War II England and the Enigma Code, I think. Something along those lines. So, World War II book. I mean, if you read one, you've read all of them. I think at this point there's so many. But I am interested in this author's writing because I know she's a very popular writer, but I haven't read anything, I don't think, by Kate Quinn. I pre-ordered this next one based on the title, but also the synopsis is pretty wacky. So you know I love a Gollum book. So I had to have The Gollum of Brooklyn. This is by Adam Mansbach, and the synopsis on this one is so interesting. I'm probably not going to love this, but I have to try. I have to try to read it. Basically, we're following a character, Len Bronstein, who is not a rabbi. He's an art teacher who one night when he gets really high, he steals a bunch of clay from his classroom, accidentally makes himself a golem who he now cannot communicate with. So like, it just sounds weird, but it's a Gollum story, and I mean, I don't know. My hopes are not high. I'm not expecting a lot, but you know, it was also available in paperback. Whenever a new release comes out in paperback, I love that. So a little less expensive. So I don't know what to think of it yet though. And then the last book I got, I've had sitting in my cart for a solid year. Like I keep putting it in and taking it out, and putting it in and taking it out, because I'm like, do I need this right now? But I just saw, I don't know, somebody shared a video in their stories on Instagram, and they mentioned it, and I went, you know what, maybe I do need it, and that's For Small Creatures Such as We by Sasha Sagan, Rituals for Finding Meaning in Our Unlikely World. This is written by Carl Sagan's daughter, and I don't know, it sounds intriguing. She was raised by her secular parents, Carl Sagan, and Anne Drugan, and the natural world and vast cosmos are full of profound beauty, that science reveals truths more wondrous than any myth or fable. When Sagan herself became a mother, she began her own hunt for the natural phenomena behind our most treasured occasions, from births to deaths, holidays to weddings, anniversaries, and more, creating a new set of rituals for her young daughter that honor the joy and significance of each experience without relying on religious framework. Seeing life itself as worthy of celebration for small creatures such as we is a luminous exploration of all Earth's marvels that requires no faith in order to be believed. I don't know. I feel like I've needed something like this for a while. I've been looking for something like this for a while. I don't know. I'm gonna try to like add this to my morning time. I don't really have morning time, but maybe I should. And I should read a little bit of this in the morning. So those are all of the things that I bought in the month of September. It's really not a lot compared to my usual hauls. I've been trying really, really hard to keep myself limited because, frankly, I really am out of shelf space. I don't know what to do about it, honestly. Like, how do people manage this? Like, am I supposed to start getting rid of things? Because I try to purge. What do I do with all these books? I don't read them. There we go. So I didn't even count. It's not as many as usual. I think it's like 15 or 16 or something like that. So I bought the things and now I have them and now I gotta go find a place to put them. So I'm gonna go do that. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe to my channel. Let me know if you want me to like prioritize any of these things, if you're curious about anything and you want to know more. Whoa, if you want to know more. And yeah, let me know too, like, did you get anything in September that you were excited about? Were there any new releases that you were pretty excited to get your hands on? Let me know in the comments and we can chat about it. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you guys next time. Happy reading. Bye.